Warning! Least obtained progress. If you do not wish to waste your life, go away. If you do, then shut up.
Lost the lead.
Hello, this is CrazyMan7777 here, bringing you guys a SWAT game on Halo 2 Anniversary. A little bit weird of a SWAT game. We start out without anything, really. No one has spawned yet, and no one can spawn yet. No one can even press the start button. Kind of fucked up. And it's not even announcing anything or even showing what's going on. So that's great. Nice thing to start out with here. So I do actually switch to the guy that has spawned. This is the only person that's spawned on the entire map at this point. Uh, he is lagging to crap land. I mean, this is this is pretty unacceptable, and this brings me to my point today. Things like this should not happen. Like a lot of the things that happen in this game should not happen in Halo, and I really hope will not happen in Halo 5, but I have no guarantees since because of the things that have happened in Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary. So first off the bat, we are lagging on Xbox One. We are connected to a man that is lagging on Xbox One. We are playing in matchmaking and lagging on Xbox One. And we are also playing and lagging on matchmaking in a Halo game. All of those things are completely unacceptable and only happen because 343 says, you know what the hell, we're just going to release a game even though we know it doesn't work properly. And it is really been showing recently. They had to cancel their own tournament for this game because people weren't being able to connect with their own Xboxes to each other into the game. So, there you have it. There's perfect proof that this game does not work, even though it is said to work and many channels think it works. Channels on YouTube, of course, that talk about Master Chief Collection. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys that since the first update that they released for this game, it has not worked a single time properly for me. There has not been a single good Halo match. And I define good Halo matches as being matches where no one quits and everyone is mostly happy in the game. Everyone has like 5 to 30 some kills on the team. It's a nice little exponential range there. The skilled players have the most points, and the bad players have the lowest points, and there aren't a bunch of guests sitting around. No one has quit, and most of all, there aren't a bunch of people camping in the game, spamming, and at the end of the game, the scores are neck and neck. No one knows who will win. That's a good, solid match of Halo to me. And that has not happened a single time in Halo Anniversary for me. Every single game I've played so far, at least 3 people on the enemy team or my team have quit. Most of the time, I've been super unlucky, and it's been my own team. So I've ended up being the one guy that's stuck with no one on my team and nothing I can do about it. So that's an issue, and it doesn't really seem like 343 is really doing all that much to improve that. They just keep lying about saying that they're fixing it, and they really don't. And even in the updates usually make the game worse for me rather than better. I mean, all those updates where it said that the recent ones where it said that there was going to be betrayal voting. One of the guys in this game gets betrayed a bunch of times, and there's never a single option for that guy to betray anyone. Sorry, that guy that was being portrayed to actually be boot that other person from the game. It didn't work at all, and it didn't punish him as far as I know either, since he didn't get kicked out of the game in any way. That is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Like, what the heck? It's not working at all. And there are other things that are controversial about what's going on with Halo right now. I mean, first, all this lagging and crap that's happening in Halo 2 Anniversary. The game isn't even working right. Basically, 343 has released 2 games in a row that haven't worked properly, which is, just great. Halo 4 didn't work properly in the fact that they made a complete miscalculation of how long it takes to rank up. I think that Halo 4 would have worked way better if they actually had done that. And obviously, they didn't really try. They didn't I don't know if they tried too hard or they didn't try enough on the campaign and Spartan Ops, but it's one of the two. I think they might have tried way too hard um, as Halo fans. And the thing that I find hilarious is that 343 is the one being hired to do this stuff, even though we have perfectly acceptable people that have been making like remaking the Halo games and doing Halo Wars and making the multiplayer for um, some of the multiplayer elements for Halo 2 Anniversary. There are these companies that are actually probably way better at making a Halo game than 343 is, and yet 343 is the one that has the contract. I just don't understand that at all. I mean, obviously it's Microsoft's decision, and apparently Microsoft thought that the 343 could bring it, and they obviously can't at this point. It has been determined at this point that they obviously can't, and I really hope that they disprove that with Halo 5, but there's no guarantee. I mean, really, the basic core elements of Halo are being lost here, like the fun, the being able to shoot while moving. Um, One of the elements that Alex3527 has brought up to me a bunch of times, that's completely missing from Halo 5. We know that because of the beta. Um, Good armor, um, good gameplay, and good matchmaking. All of these things are forgeability is something that's completely missing from recent Halo games as well. I mean, the thing is that it really seems like after Reach, we've just had this absolute exponential decline in Halo games, both in their release and in their ability to actually be Halo games. And I just think that's not perfect at all. It sucks. It's sad. I wish I could do something about it. And this is what I can do about it. I can, complain about it on an internet video, and that's about as much as I can do. And that's just the way that it's gonna have to be for me. But maybe some of you guys have some influence in some sort of way, and you're gonna actually be um, ballsy enough to actually email 343 about this and say what the fuck is going on. I certainly am not. I'd rather leave them to their own business. But hopefully there are some people like that will do things. Hopefully we'll get some more out of Halo that we have been dearly begging for a very long time now. And if you're one of those people, if you should make sure that you have an Xbox 360 and Halo Reach or Halo 4, because both those games still have a dedicated audience that's playing, and both those games still technically work, and they still have people that are playing them, unlike these, um, unlike this game. So I really hope you didn't sell your Xbox 360 for the Master Chief Collection and the Xbox One, because that really is a bad idea. There's no reason to do it. If you're thinking about doing it, don't, because there's no point at this moment. Like, maybe later on, but there's no point to do it because the Master Chief Collection certainly doesn't work. I have an idea about how they could fix it. I will tell you guys right now, actually, because there's no other thing for me to do. The SWAT game is going pretty well. For the fact that it's a 4v1 right now, and I'm on the team with 4 people, which never happens to me. This is like one of the first times this ever happened to me. Um, anyway, how to fix the Master Chief Collection? Well, firstly, we have to finish off Halo 5. Finish off Halo 5 with a bang, make it a good game. I mean, that would be the ultimate way to fix the Master Chief Collection, is just leave it to die, because it obviously doesn't work. Maybe try it again when if Halo 5 is good enough to make it into the game and do it all over again. But just leave the Master Chief Collection and make sure that Halo 5 is a good game that we all want. Now, I know that 343 pretty much is never going to do this. It's fairly obvious that they're not going to do this. So, maybe another idea that I had is that maybe after they finish up Halo 5, what they could do is that they could redact the matchmaking and all the things um, that don't work from the Master Chief Collection and just rebuild it from ground up, because obviously it doesn't work. The core functions of the game are having issues. Like, they need to make sure that they need to fix the NAT type issue. The matchmaking should be able to accept all NAT types. That's one of the huge issues that's going on right now. They need to fix the matchmaking system. There needs to be a file browser. There needs to be a place to actually go find your friends' files when they're offline. There needs to be a file share system that actually works. The one that we have currently deletes people's maps unless you have it shared with other people. Um, they need to be able to make it so that people can actually get into matchmaking. I, for one, haven't been able to get into matchmaking since the first update to Master Chief Collection. It was working fine until then. They need to, stop making these updates that obviously don't work because they don't work. Maybe they test it. Maybe they should test the updates before they actually do anything. I mean, the real issue here is that they're not testing anything that they're releasing. It's not working. Um, they need to make sure that 16 versus 16 gameplay is actually like supported. I don't even know if well, I do know that for some people with really some really lucky people, big team battle has been working, but obviously it doesn't work for the majority of us because apparently our Master Chief collections can't even handle it. And I'm pretty sure that if you have a disc version of Master Chief Collection, you're screwed. I'm pretty sure that's the version that works the least well out of any version. I mean, really what they should do is that they should release this rebuild as a downloadable version and just say in like parentheses next to it that it's a rebuild of the game so that they actually have these elements. And they should add a forge that works. Use like the Halo Reach engine. The Halo Reach engine is a great forge version that works. It works perfectly. There's no reason not to use it. I don't really know why there's such a refusion to actually acknowledge that Halo Reach is probably the best Halo game that has come out and will come out for a very long time. I know that a lot of people were Haloed out, so to say, after Halo 3, but maybe some of you guys that are disappointed with the Master Chief Collection could go check out Reach. I mean, it's a really good game. It's got a dedicated audience, like I said. I think I already said that. And it's really good gameplay. It's a little bit different for a Halo game, so that'll definitely steer you clear of the arena gameplay that goes on in Master Chief Collection that completely sucks. I mean, the thing is that at this point, the people that are left to play the Master Chief Collection when they actually get into matchmaking are complete asses, so I don't really know why you want to play it in the first place anyway at this point. Go play Halo Reach, guys. Go play Halo 4. Go play Halo 3. Do one of those things that actually makes sense other than this game, because this game just doesn't make sense to try anymore. So this has been CrazyMan7777 with a SWAT game where in the last 3 seconds I just managed to nab the first place on my team. First time I've ever gotten first place. One of the first victories I've ever gotten in Master Chief Collection. And a little discussion. I'll see you guys next time.